Hello, and welcome to Twin Study After Dark. I'm your host, Sally, joined by my co-host, Katie. We're identical twin sisters. We invite you to join us as we investigate our similarities and differences in all things life has to offer. Hello, and welcome to Twin Study After Dark. I'm your host, Sally.
And I'm your other host, Katie.
Welcome, Katie. How is your week going?
It's going. I feel very tired right now, so if I look tired, it's because I am. In fact,
Did not sleep well last night.
Very tired.
Did you not sleep well?
I slept okay, but I had to wake up at 4:30 this morning to
God.
go to work, and I just have not been sleeping the best. The other night, my fire alarm started beeping.
What? That happened to me one night.
But it wasn't going off. It was beeping, like it beeps when the battery's low.
Oh, okay.
But to be completely honest, I was so lazy, I just buried my head in pillows.
Oh my God, Katie.
because I knew I wasn't going to be able to reach it.
That is literally the most annoying thing
I know.
ever.
So I was like, I'm not going to be able to reach it, so I'm just going to bury my head in pillows and try to sleep the rest of the night. So I did that. But then I forgot about it. I went up and went to work, and I forgot that it was beeping. And then I went away for the weekend, and I also forgot to do anything about it. So I don't know how you didn't hear it when you were watching the dogs.
I swear I never once heard it.
It must have been selective beeping because when we came back we had gone to Universal for the weekend. When we came back, it was beeping again, and you couldn't really tell which one it was. So we checked all of them, and usually it has a red light flashing if it's low on battery. The one that was actually beeping was green. It was not red.
Okay.
And it was the one in this podcast room, right directly above the potentially haunted lamp.
It was the lamp.
And there's no reason, again, why it should have been beeping, but
how'd you get it to stop?
We did change the battery. We changed the battery, and it stopped beeping. So.
I will say when I checked on the dogs, I didn't hear it beeping at all, but it is upstairs, so maybe that's why.
No, you can hear this thing everywhere. It's so loud.
I just can't believe you went to bed and slept through it, because that to me is misery. Like, sleep go off I don't even know how many minutes.
I don't know what I did in my past life, but good sleep is not part of my life. I don't know.
No, but also we are the type of people who really want a lot of sleep.
We want it so bad. And I just can't ever have. If I could, the best vacation for me would be a weekend away and I just sleep the entire time in a dark hotel room.
No, that's what people give me crap about. On all of our girls' trips, people are always like, Sally's going to be sleeping for 18 hours. But I do. I just fall asleep and I sleep for like 18 hours straight. But it's funny because I think like my best performing self either has to have 0 hours of sleep and I'm just in it grinding, or a ton of sleep. Yeah. But if I'm getting sleep but not enough sleep, I am just not doing well. Like I just can't even function. Like when it's almost like, oh, you almost made it, but not quite. Like, you can't recharge yourself. I'm horrible with lack of sleep. Adam jokes about it because Adam's like, Sally needs more sleep than the average human.
I think we do. I just don't get it. And so it's always like, fake it till you make it.
Every friend of ours or boyfriend or whatever family member knows this about us.
They're like, they need to nap. Give them a nap.
And I would say for the past like 5 years, I haven't been able to nap.
You don't. Once you have children, you don't nap.
And it's changed me.
Yeah. It's just driven me crazy.
And that's why like at 9 o'clock at night, I just need to go to bed or I get a headache.
Yeah.
Totally. But if I'm on 0 sleep, I can like somehow makes me feel like I'm on ecstasy. I mean, I have extra energy for some reason.
Well, I get to the point where I haven't slept for so long that my eyes will twitch if I shut them. It's like shutting your eyes causes them to go into panic mode or something, and then they start twitching like crazy.
We do get really twitchy eyes when we're tired.
Yeah.
My left one gets twitchy.
But I live on Diet Coke, coffee. I mean, I just feel like I'm
all
continuously... Yeah. Anyway, so how was your weekend? Or week, I guess.
My week's been really good, honestly. I want to just say that I told the guests, or our listeners, that I would report back about the moon water, if it worked.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems to have worked. So I told them I'd tell them what it was about if it came true.
Okay.
So
As a reminder, what was the moon water
okay,
supposed to
so when we do when we were talking about manifestations on new moons and closing chapters on full moons, but when I talked about that, somebody who does a full moon ritual shared it with me, and her ritual was to set out water in jars under the full moon and set them with intentions. I thought this was interesting because it seemed more of like what I would do on a new moon.
Mm-hmm.
But she said it works, and that's why she keeps doing it. My light on my ring light is flickering, so I'm sorry if anyone's seeing that. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it, but also my eyes are twitching because I'm so tired.
It's like driving me bonkers.
It's fine.
Okay, let's try a new light. Okay. So anyway, so I did it. So Adam and I did it. We set our intentions, and mine was a financial intention. I set it out saying, kind of like I want to rid the worry of financial burden, and I want to bring in a random amount of I want money to come
Like
to me
financial
randomly.
gain?
Yes, but I basically was like, thank you for the money I'm going to receive. I don't even know where it's coming from, but it's coming, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, today I woke up and I was feeling like kind of antsy, and I didn't really know why. And then I started just thinking, oh, I think something's going to happen today. Like I had an intuition.
Yeah.
I open our mailbox and there is a check in there that I did not expect. Neither Adam or I saw coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Made no sense at all because this chapter in our lives has closed. And we had a lump sum of money come to us that we didn't even expect.
Can somebody send me a lump sum of money? How did I get
this literally was so unexpected, and I don't want to go too much into who it came from or anything.
Yeah.
But I didn't anticipate it. We had no way of thinking that we were going to get
God.
money. And I am going to say thank you, Moonwater.
Yeah.
Because
totally.
it's been, what, like a week?
So we're not going to talk on the moon today, but because it's not gonna matter by the time you listen to this.
Yes.
But there is a new moon today, and it's supposed to be one of the most powerful ones. I think the most powerful one this year for manifestation.
And I heard one person say in the next 14 years.
I think that, honestly, I felt it this morning. I just felt like completely in my power and like I was stepping into this next chapter. And it's a chapter that I talked about a lot, but today it just really felt like the manifestation was already happening, occurring.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of got you with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
cool.
That's pretty cool. So I was thinking this weekend because I once went to a psychic and he told me that my twin baby girls, he believed was originally one soul and they were split. They split into two bodies upon coming to Earth, and it was a choice that soul made. To me, it made sense because I thought that was like, if it was true, that would make sense. Like, I would love to have twin babies, right? And like that soul might have known that or something like that. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's cute. Okay. And we've never personally been told we're one soul split, but we have.
I think there has. The last psychic we saw said similar.
Okay. But I've heard that about my baby girls.
Yeah.
It got me thinking about twin flames.
Okay.
So I started thinking about twin flames because I oftentimes hear about twin flames and how they're basically one soul split into two. And I was like, okay, so if you're a twin, do you just have your twin flame with you automatically? And I want to tell you, I did research and I have all my research right here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you found.
But this is the debate. Like, do you think I'm your twin flame? But I want to start by giving the definition. Let me give you the definition first. So the definition of a twin flame is two people who are connected on a spiritual level, said to be two halves of one soul in different bodies. It can be a close relationship or a lover relationship. It doesn't necessarily need to be a lover relationship, although it is very, very passionate. So sometimes it is. But like, Katie, I mean, I wrote down so much and I don't want to talk about it too much, but before you get talking, I feel like you need my research.
I mean, maybe, okay, but that's okay, without the research this is my homework. So without the research, I can say, I know what I have researched on my own outside of this conversation right now, but in the past. Mm-hmm. So I know what my definition twin flame to me kind of is. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that you are my twin flame.
So, okay, so that's the thing. Because when I looked it up online, And my twin girls might be twin flames because they might be one soul split. I'm not saying they aren't. That or whatever.
Yeah, but you could be. Yeah.
But listen, everything I researched was like, no, identical twins are their own souls. 100% their own souls, and they will have their own twin flame. But not everybody has a twin flame.
Okay, see, I was gonna say, I know a twin flame is supposed to challenge you. Like, it's supposed to be this
mirror.
It's basically a mirror to yourself, so you can evolve and grow into the person you're supposed to be. And so it's really, really passionate, and you're instantly attached or attracted to that person. But then you'll be faced with all these challenges because you're supposed to learn from them. And I just don't think you teach me enough for you to be my twin flame.
Oh. That's interesting.
I mean, seriously though?
Because, okay, so anyway, what qualifies twin flames? They have a lot of the same strengths and weaknesses. They always change your life, or they change the course of your life. Mm-hmm. It's intense. They are different than a soulmate, although some are both a soulmate and a twin flame. That's where it gets confusing to me, honestly. You meet and your life completely changes, and it doesn't need to be romantic. It pushes you to engage with the divine, shift consciousness, become better. It feels like you met someone you've already met in your life before. You might be listening to them tell a story about childhood and say, damn, that sounds exactly like my life.
Yeah.
It's easy to confuse with karmic relationships because that familiar feeling is something that you also feel on karmic relationships. But you guys balance each other's energies. And it said it's uncommon for twin flames to become lifelong partners because it is so intense. Most times you meet, you grow, and you move on.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's, I think, what I got confused about, because I was like, okay, so are we twin flames? Because we share each other's strengths and weaknesses sometimes. We mirror each other. We came in, because if you're defining it based on one soul splitting, and that's what you said twins was, that would mean we were twin flames, but I just don't think we're twin flames.
We're not. We're absolutely not.
Yeah, so I think we might be individual souls.
I think that we could be soulmates.
Oh, yeah, because, that's another thing. Supposedly you have one twin flame, if any. Sometimes you don't have any. You have multiple soulmates.
You can have multiple soulmates, and it does not have to be romantic.
Yeah.
Neither does a twin flame.
So, okay, so we both agreed we're not each other's twin flame?
I don't think we are.
Yeah, I say that you do push me in some regard, and you hold up a mirror a lot of ways because you call me out on my bullshit, but I don't think it's in a way of like the intensity of a twin flame.
Wait,
also, like, we're not going anywhere. Like, we're not like moving on from each other.
I think I dated a twin flame.
Okay, so that was my next question. Do you think that you've experienced a twin flame?
I think I have, because it was the connection was unexplainable. It was like we'd known each other for a long time, even though we hadn't. It was instantaneous. The moment we met, we just like clicked and got each other. When we'd share past stories, we had very similar, identical paths. And it was like, oh my gosh, you did that. I did that too. And then, but when it came to, we were also on spiritual journeys, independently, somewhat aligned. But in the end, when we would have conflict, it was like arguing with myself. Ooh. Like, we could not get through to each other, and it was so eye-opening.
Okay.
And I ultimately, in the end, it was just too intense. And it was also, I was able to see where I wasn't able to make compromises, but like through his lens, because I was seeing him and he was doing so much of the stuff I do, especially in moments of conflict, that I was like, we could never be together. But like, it was so intense and powerful. And when he came into my life, it was a very pivotal time in my life.
Do you mind if I ask what age? Because I also researched what age they usually come in.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So how old was I? Now I'm like, how am I now?
Were you 30?
31, I think.
Okay.
31. No, 32, maybe. 31 or 32.
Okay, I think I saw like the age range is like upper 20s, like usually around that time.
Yeah, well, and I don't think my ex-husband was not a twin flame. I think that he may have been a karmic relationship. For some reason, he and I needed to be connected. I really believe this, and I think we would have stayed together until we had a child no matter what. I've said this before. I think we had to have a child together for some evolution to happen for some reason and for parts of us to heal. But I think he was a karmic relationship. I think one of the people I dated after him was a twin flame, and it came in. It was like a pivotal part of my life.
Okay, what changed in your life after you met him? Because supposedly it's life changing.
It was that I think I found independence. I was like, I'm not going to find happiness through another person. Like, I refuse to do that anymore. I've always depended on having a significant other to feel whole. And it was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't. I'm changing. I'm focusing on myself. I'm going to start loving myself.
Okay. Do you know with confidence you would call that a twin flame?
Out of everything I've ever read, I really, really believe it was a twin flame relationship.
Interesting. See, I have one relationship in my life that maybe could have been, I know it sounds kind of similar to what you're saying, but I'm not confident in saying that was a twin flame. So that's why when I read not everybody has one, I was like, maybe I just didn't have one.
I think that
or I don't have
it's
one.
easy for me to be like, this is a twin flame, this is a karmic relationship, because in my opinion, you don't end up with those people. Like, those aren't people you're supposed to end up with. They're in your life for a season, and it's for you to change and grow and be redirected. And it's much harder for me to say I've met a soulmate, because that seems terrifying.
Okay. So it made me kind of sad, like, researching twin flame, because it seems to me like almost really sexy to have someone who just say, like, they're my twin flame. Mm-hmm. Like, Megan Fox is always like,
oh yeah, Machine Gun Kelly is her twin flame.
And I'm like, oh my God, that's so sexy. Like, I love it.
It's so rare you'd end up with your twin flame.
But yeah, so I was like thinking about it, and I was like, oh, well, Adam, we had similar upbringings. Like, I felt a spark when we met, all this stuff. But like intensity, like, I feel like our relationship is so like docile compared, like, I wouldn't call it intense. Like, we don't have extreme ups and downs. We don't have big blowout fights for the most part. We also, like, when I was researching soulmates, it said soulmates are more like your compatible partner. Like, they kind of they don't have everything the same as you, but they're compatible to you.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have strengths and weaknesses that you guys mesh well together. And I feel like when I was looking at Adam, I'm like, he's nothing like me. Like, he can't be my twin flame, because he is like me in some ways. We have a lot of the same, like, lifestyle challenges sometimes. I don't know. We go through the same
that's the
journeys,
thing is,
but our responses are so different.
Yeah, I think that a soulmate has less probably in common with you, but you guys just understand each other.
Yeah. So it's like compatibility.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think of like twin flame, and I don't know if I've had one, and if I have, I think that there was probably one past relationship I would equate it to, where it's kind of was like really sparky, really fun, lasted for like a year or so, and it was like a really fun time in my life. Like, it felt magical, but like, that wasn't gonna last. So maybe I have met my twin flame. I just am sad that I can't say it's like my soulmate. But at the same time, like you said, I think soulmate's actually richer and better.
Yeah.
But twin flame, it just has that sexy sound to it.
In my opinion, you do not want to end up with your twin flame.
Yeah, I know, because you just be constantly
No,
fighting.
like, do not. It'd be miserable. Like, you have to. They're in your life for a purpose and for a reason, but that purpose and reason will only be discovered by separating.
What was, when you were in relationship with your twin flame, what was the hardest part to look at in them that you were also like how it says they share qualities that you share?
Yeah.
What was the hardest thing to be like, wow, I do that, and that's actually terrible. I need to change.
The defensiveness, when we'd have disagreements or arguments, I remember he could just not take accountability, and he would turn it back on me and like literally ask me the same question I was asking him. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd be like accusing him of something, and he'd turn around and accuse me of the exact same thing. Like, we literally were mirroring, I'm not kidding, mirroring the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't handle this. Like,
but did it change how you approach conversations with your significant other now? Like, are you less hostile because you've experienced it now?
I'm less hostile. I still have things I need to work on, but I wouldn't have even come to realize that if I didn't date that guy. Yeah. Like,
And like, not to be super mean, but because I can be like this too, but Katie, before, I would say, especially like in your marriage and like when you were going through it, when you were not in a happy place, you really would go into arguments and there would be zero changing of the mind. Like it would talk, it would
You'd be
like
talking in circles.
Pointless. It was pointless. It was like you're talking to a brick wall because she would just like only say, no, I'm right and you're wrong, basically.
Yeah.
So that was good, actually.
And I think too, when I think about how far I've come, I used to be so black and white that, and I am a liberal, like I am left hardcore, you know, but I used to be so black and white that I couldn't even be friends with people that had voted a certain way. Like I'd be like, we are not in alignment. Like I can't do this. We can't. How could we be friends? We can't agree on this.
She was a number 1 Enneagram, if anybody knows that.
But not number 8.
I know,
tested
but you've
and I'm a number 8.
I know you've evolved.
But yeah. So, but since I don't know, since then, now the person I'm dating now, we have very different interests. He is a registered independent, and I thought that was the sexiest thing he's ever told me. But I would say that old Katie could have never dated who I'm dating now.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been like, nope.
You know the difference between twin flames, too? I just, like I said, I don't know if I've had it, but if I have, I know what relationship it would have been. It's funny because your soulmate, it just feels like, at least in Adam, and I know the person you're dating now, I think he definitely is a soulmate of yours. Not to say he's going to be your husband someday. Right. But he's definitely a soulmate because you guys really complement each other. And I think he's really evolved your thinking and stuff about being more open-minded. Shoot, where was I going with this? Damn it! Oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
Well, I think that.
Oh, damn it! But okay, well, anyway, my point is, I think you evolve from a twin flame, but you also evolve from soulmate.
Yeah, and I think that a soulmate, again, it's like just this mutual understanding. For some reason, you just click, and
and you get there healthier. And you evolve healthier.
You do. You get there healthier, and also, you're making each other better people for sure. But there's just something where, I don't know, like, there's like an acceptance factor of like, they just accept you. Like, I just accept you. Yeah. You know, and like, there's not convincing that has to happen. It's like this compatibility of just.
And do you think that
love,
like,
I don't know.
Twin flames, it's not that they accept you, it's that they kind of understand you because they're the same?
Yeah.
And then, because I would say it's soulmates. I don't think Adam always. Sorry. Oh my god, I'm always burping.
She's such a mess.
Always, every freaking podcast. And I don't even burp that much. I
clearly
get a lot of like air in my stomach.
Clearly do, yeah.
But I think with Adam, I truly do think he's a soulmate of mine, as well as my kids. I do believe in multiple soulmates, but I think he doesn't always need to understand me necessarily, but he accepts me.
Yeah.
And he loves me. And I think that's the thing with soulmates. It's very calming. Both of us, I don't think we do good with twin flames in general because we're fiery to begin with.
I mean, we're air, baby. If they're fire, like
it's like going
explosions.
Yeah. Explode.
Yeah.
But really, we both go up in smoke and then we run away from each other. It doesn't work out. But like Adam and the person you're with right now are such calming forces. Like it's almost like we needed someone to like almost like if we're fire, they're like putting it out, kind of. Like, you know, like they're kind of like, don't fire up. I'm envisioning, like I have a vision of like a fire blanket out over a flat fire. Like that's who they are. And then we feel all cool, like snuggly, and like we're like, okay, I'm safe. I don't need to be reacting like this.
I think soulmates are like that, and I also think that soulmates and that mutual understanding of each other and what the other one needs is just there. And I have people in my life that are friends that I consider soulmates. I really believe they're soulmates. So like, again, it doesn't have to be in a relationship. I think that I really value the term soulmate, so I don't like to throw it out there all the time. I value it more than, I know karmic relationships are important because that's how you're healing something from a past life in a karmic relationship. Twin flames are important because you're evolving, you're redirecting with a twin flame. But a soulmate to me is like something to be treasured, and and I just feel like I do have women in my life that are soulmates, and it's really hard for me to say without like feeling tons of overwhelming anxiety, like my current partner is my soulmate, because I feel like when I say that, it means so much.
Well, then say he's a soulmate. Because
yeah.
my soulmate is like more like obsessive.
Like you're
Like,
mine.
you're my soulmate. No, he's just a soulmate I've had in my life. There you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay.
Soulmates, and sometimes soulmates last a lifetime. Twin flames do not. I wanted to look into too. I think I saw that twin flames can even be your own children.
Twin flames?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I was actually wondering that when you were talking about you don't
Were
think
you
you've
thinking
met one.
if it was Scott for me?
I would not be surprised.
So when I looked into it, it makes me nervous because it said lots of times they're not people that you have a lifelong relationship with. But Scott, when the way he reacts to situations is so me.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I've learned a lot about
who you are.
Yeah, who I am by watching him.
Yeah.
And Adam is so different in his reactions to things. He's more like our oldest daughter, Susie, and I think the twins are kind of going to be a mix. But Adam is really bad at calming Scott down because Adam is so calm and Scott, like, is very fire. But like I feel like I'm learning how to calm him down, and
it's like
kind of
learning
healing me.
how to calm yourself down.
Calming myself down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if he's my twin flame because I truly do see a piece of myself so much in him.
Yeah.
And it's not like a piece that's admirable, but it's a piece he's going to have to work through.
Yeah. Somebody who knows a lot about this, let us know if twin flames have to come in at the same time. Like, could your soul split and come in at separate times? Or does it have to be at the same time? I guess, like, would they be your same age or does it matter?
That's true.
I guess it doesn't matter, though, probably, because...
I don't know.
But I don't know. We need an expert on this.
I did Google, could it be your child? And it did say yes.
Oh.
But I just didn't further explore it because I think twin flame, I think a lot about romantic partners.
But I think that it's an intense relationship no matter what. And I do think that if a child could be a twin flame, I think Scott could totally be.
Yes, I think so. Like someone I'm learning from because I'm like, damn it, I'm like this, so I need to learn. And in regard to like your son, he could be your exes in a way because they deal with some of the same things.
I think my son is a soulmate. I really to me, yes. I think he's absolutely a soulmate, and
But to your ex, don't you think he's probably learning a lot of because they have some of the same things? Like
maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak on behalf of him.
Yeah, I want to get his feedback on this.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting. Well, anyway, yeah, so that was my debate today. It was just, so you don't think I'm your twin flame?
No.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like sad because I want it to be true, but it's just not.
I think we're soulmates. I don't think you're my twin flame.
What do you think we worked together in a past life?
In the past life, I think that
I'd
be very curious.
We are doing a past life.
We have to.
We have to do past life.
I think one of us may have been the other one's parent or something.
Oh my lord, Katie thinks she was.
No. I think that you might have been.
Oh,
so because they reversed it. Because now I feel like I'm always parenting you.
Katie's always like, I'm the older sister.
I'm 3 minutes older.
But like, this is ridiculous.
Okay, what do you think we were? Do you think we were lovers in a past life?
No, because what we find like sexy is not the same.
No. What do you think we were?
I don't know.
Do you think you were a Labrador, a yellow Labrador?
Mother Willow, can you tell us?
I'm positive I was a duck in my last life.
Okay, well, maybe you are.
And I always say if I die, I'm going to come back as a Disney duck, like a duck that walks the parks at Disney. And
that's like
no, it's true. I honestly think that's why I'm so connected to Disney is I think I was a Disney duck in a past life. And I honestly, I don't want to talk forever.
Maybe we were just like married in a past life. Like maybe we were a couple.
I don't know.
But like, why would we want to come back and be? Maybe we were just friends.
Twins.
Do you think maybe we were friends, like best friends?
Don't you come back to evolve and learn more? So like, how could we be evolving if you're friends? Maybe we're enemies. Maybe they're like, we're gonna tie you together. Yeah, and you'll be stuck together
once, and you'll have a common enemy. Okay,
or like you're gonna learn to like each other. Common enemy.
So we had a common enemy our whole lives so that we were forced to get along in
Who's our common enemy?
I mean, we always, growing up, we just had one.
Oh, like our parents when we were kids. Like,
Yeah.
mom's
Or-
being mean to me.
I mean, we dealt with some childhood stuff. Maybe
Yeah,
the
true.
universe knew we had to work through it together.
Yeah.
Because we're not super identical in the things we like and stuff, but we're identical moral-wise.
If anybody wants to come on our podcast and do a past life.
No, Katie, we have to, it's like so expensive, but we have to go and like lay in a room and like do a past life regression.
I want to do it.
We need to do it.
We're going to do it.
We have to do it.
We have to see what it is.
I also, do you have any theories
It's
on how you died?
I think I definitely drowned because, at least in my last life, because I believe in multiple lives also.
And if you don't, it's just fun to think about.
It's not a big deal if you don't. Obviously,
I'm so squeamish when you touch her neck. She had to be like hung or something.
Yeah, no, I'm so irrationally afraid of water, and I've always been that way. I don't know how I could do on a boat, to be honest. I don't go on boats.
We live in Florida,
and like
she hates
you're
the
on
ocean.
top of water in a boat, so. But I am very, very afraid of water, and so I do think I must have drowned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that I have a birthmark, and sometimes they say it's your birthmark.
Yeah.
And it's literally on my back on my side, and I just think I was stabbed there. Like, I think somebody, like, stabbed me.
Do you think stabbed on the side you die?
I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they stabbed me more than one place.
Yeah.
But I'm like...
Wow, this has taken a dark turn.
I don't know, but I also think it might have been a man. Because I think...
You might have been a man?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe I was. I don't know. But I also think the person that killed me was a man.
Because we're women and men kill women?
No,
Oh, we have to talk about the bear.
We have to talk about
But
that.
I don't know if my alarm... I set my alarm because I have a meeting to go to.
We have to talk about
But we
that.
do have to talk about...
Let me finish my thought.
Okay,
Let me
all right.
finish real quick. Because I have always been squeamish with like men touching me.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's been that way my whole life. Okay, so anyway, on TikTok, there's a new TikTok. I'm gonna let Katie explain this, but that's this conversation.
So
we
there
need to do it
is a
quick.
question. Women are being asked, would you rather be alone in a forest with a bear or a man? And all the women are responding, not all,
Like
basically
99%
every woman
women.
has said a bear.
Yeah.
And there are men getting offended by this answer.
But there's also men showing up and saying this, like coming out and being like, okay, let's put it in perspective.
Right.
Like one in
Like bears don't kill women, men kill women.
Yeah, and the staggering statistics that are coming out of it are insane because you'll see some TikToks where they break it down.
Yeah.
And it's like, is men killing women? It's like one of the top 3 ways women die.
Well, we don't have the statistics on us because we did not plan this conversation.
Did not plan this.
So go do your research on your own. But I was talking about it with my current partner, and he was like, "Yeah, of course you would pick a bear. Like every woman should pick a bear."
So when I first saw the TikTok, I was like, that's terrifying. I have been on a jog in the woods. I'm not even kidding you. I lived in upper Wisconsin. I was on a jog. I had my headphones in. I turned to my right and a bear was literally 2 feet from me, like super close to me. I was an idiot at the time and didn't know how to react. So I like took out my headphones and then for whatever reason my music started blasting out loud and then I sprinted away, which is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make yourself big. Okay, so anyway, I learned that afterward.
Okay, I do want to say though, she's ran into a bear while running. Was it more frightening running into a bear or being followed by a man?
So I've also experienced where a truck with 2 men followed me on my run. And it got so bad that I went into a driveway. They pulled in with me. So I went into a house I did not know the people of. And they helped me call 911. So that was in Oklahoma. Why I don't like Oklahoma.
So
Sorry,
I'm gonna
Oklahoma.
say I'm gonna
But
pick
that
the
was
bear.
more terrifying.
I'm gonna
that
pick
was
the bear.
more terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's gonna happen in that truck? I'd rather the bear.
And that's why I say sexual assault is not a funny topic. Every girl has a story. Every girl has a story.
Yeah.
But it is insane for men to listen to this because it sounds crazy that a woman would say, I'd rather be in a room with a bear than a man. But
it's not crazy.
Every woman
it's
says
not
it.
crazy.
Yes.
And I know you touched on this in your Friday feedback.
Yes.
But the statistic for women being sexually assaulted by men or by anybody, sexually assaulted,
and men get assaulted
it
too.
has to be higher than what is published.
1 in 4
because
or whatever. I think it's higher than that even now. It might
almost
be 1 in 3.
every woman I know has a horrendous story. And like we're all just coping. So like thank you, therapy.
Yeah, but also like I love you, bears. I'm sorry if I run into you on my run, but I know they're not malicious and gonna attack me because they hate me. Like, that's true. But yeah, that's crazy. I definitely encourage everyone to look that up, because if you just Google it, I'm sure a TikTok will come up. But it's
thought-provoking.
It is. And if you're raising girls, it's something
and
to
if
be
you're
mindful.
raising boys, raise the good ones.
And if you're raising boys, it's even more important. And also, if you're a dad, like, thank you for changing things, or if you're a good partner, thank you for changing things for our kids, because they need good men in their lives. They just do.
Yeah, and thank you to the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go, really, because I have to go to a meeting.
Okay, but I'm sorry this got so serious.
It got so deep. Why do we even have this platform? Why?
I don't know. But we love you guys. I hope that you join us next week, and on the world's worst podcast ever. No, we're a great podcast. We're so excited. We have been booking guests, and I can't wait to share those.
And
with
we're being listened to in 8 countries now. So
yeah,
woohoo!
I know.
Okay,
guys, I love it. Goodbye. We'll talk to you next week.
bye.
Bye.
Hi everyone, it's Sally. We're going to leave our story there for today and pick up next week on Twin Study After Dark. If you've enjoyed our podcast today, please rate, review, and subscribe. We'll meet again next week for more Twin Studies. Bye.